From the corners of the internet to the wave signals transmitting through your brain, you are now sinking into All Aware. Preparing transmission signals. Stand by.
Silent scan.
Broadcasting off the grid in Central Texas. This is the All Aware Podcast.
Thank you.
Please stand by for your host, Nathan Roshan.
Hey, and welcome to another episode of All Aware. I'm Nathan Roshan, and on this episode, I'm in Waco, Texas, for Trump's first official rally for his 2024 campaign. I speak with people on the street that are leaving the facility and find out what their ideas and thoughts are on Trump, on the campaign, and on what's going on in America and with the country. So we're going to start there today, and then later in the episode, we're going to talk about devolution and how that might be what's going on right now in America to save America, and how everything you're seeing could be related to an engineered collapse or continuance of operation, of government operation plan that is bringing awareness to everything that's going on in America and in the world, so that the corruption can be seen, so that we can see the darkness, see what's wrong, so that we can rebuild. And how Trump and a team of military, dedicated military people and others are involved in this plan, and it's called devolution. So we'll talk about a little bit about that later on in the podcast. I do suggest you go to the links that I'll provide later and research a little bit more into it. It is very, very involved. It's an amazing amount of research done by a gentleman, Patriot, and figure out. There's also a video that you can watch, and that's going to be on theexposedtruth.com. If you go to theexposedtruth.com and click on the Devolution video series link that's on the right side of the page, you'll be able to access about 4 hours of video that kind of breaks it down a little bit better of how everything is connected. And when you see this video and when you read these articles from devolution.link, that's where they're all listed, it's going to make a lot of sense about everything, every aspect of what is going on. So we'll spend a little bit of time on that and break in a little easy to that theory. But first, I want to go on the streets of the Trump rally and let you know what people thought of the rally. I got there a little late, about 7 o'clock in the evening, but Trump was still on stage speaking at that time, and I was able to get some individuals that went to the rally to discuss what they thought about it. So let's go to that right now. I'm standing outside of the rally point here in Waco, Texas, where President Donald Trump is giving his first speech for his new campaign for 2024. This is Nathan Roshan with All Aware, and I'm live on scene. We're going to try to get some people's reactions as they come out here. I was late to the
event here. I had to work earlier, so I'm just getting here at about 7 o'clock, and he's on stage now speaking, and we're gonna see what kind of reactions and stuff we can get, and if people liked it, if they're amped about 2024 or what's going on that way. So stay tuned. This is Nathan Roshan, and I'm on scene here in Waco, Texas at the regional airport for Trump's first speech for his 2024 campaign. I'm walking up to the hangar area now where Trump is speaking. He's talking about schools and how he's going to treat those in his next presidency. He's also talking about how he's not going to mandate vaxes or any type of paperwork when it comes to schools or any other businesses as it pertains to attending or going to such an event. And he's talked a little bit about China as could be expected, and of course the current administration, or if you've been following my channel and my show, you may know my interpretation of that. I don't believe that Biden is legitimately in office. I think that it's a continuance of government move, and that he is not the official president. We know that he is not the official commander-in-chief. That title was not given to him when he took his fake office. So let's get some reaction from some people here and see what they thought about the rally. Hey guys, excuse me. I'm with All Aware Podcast. I'm out here just talking with people. I want to know if I can interview you real quick.
Absolutely,
for my podcast.
Absolutely.
You guys just came from the Trump rally.
Yeah, we did.
What did you think about it? He's still upstage talking right now.
Yeah, well, I thought there could have been more people, but there will be as we go along.
Oh, there's been a huge crowd today.
Yeah, a huge crowd inside. It's packed.
Good.
But I thought there'd be an overflow of more. But, that's coming. This is the first one out in the middle of nowhere.
Right. Why do you think you picked Waco for the first one?
Well, he told us why. He told us why. He was told by one of the local lieutenant governor.
Okay.
That he invited him to come here.
Okay.
And he said it would be a great idea. And
awesome. Yeah, I'm glad he picked it. I saw you guys have a flag. You have your J6 prisoner sign. Yeah. What do you think about that right now?
We were there the first 2 months.
Down in D.C.
We started the first 2 months with the original group. And then we left, and now we're actually headed back.
Okay.
We've been driving for 2.5 months around the country doing this.
For J6 and other issues.
We want more people to stand up. People don't know about it.
That's true. What are the issues right now in this?
The southern border we just came from. We were there 12 days overall, 7 days straight. And it's horrific. Both sides want the BS to end. The people, millions coming through, and the cartel. I found out the cartel is running the nation pretty much. The police and the government. It's just total BS.
True. Yep.
And it's very destructive to our nation. And very few know about that, just like very few know about this.
Yes, sir.
It's a little
We're just trying to wake people up about J6.
I appreciate it.
And the southern border.
And Donald Trump's on top of it now.
We had the red van out there with the signs wrapped. I don't know if you saw it.
Okay, yeah, I hadn't seen it. I got here kind of late today.
Hey,
but I appreciate it. Yeah, what are your names?
I'm Jerry. That's
Steve. Nice to meet you. I'm with
Steve and Jerry Show.
Steve and Jerry.
Yeah. Well, here, we'll give you a flyer.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
And we got our YouTube channels on, the first ones, and a whole bunch of other J6ers on there. And,
all right.
And pretty much what we're doing.
Well, this is going to go on allawarepodcast.com.
Oh, wonderful.
And this is that's my show, and I'm trying to wake people up, too.
What's your name?
Good.
My name is Nathan Roshan.
Nathan Roshan. Nathan.
Thank you.
USA Pride, baby.
Yeah, pride, baby.
Love you, man.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. God bless.
So much. Be well.
You too. I'm going to try to get a second group here. Hey, guys. How you doing? You guys just come from the rally? Yeah. What did you think of it? Just need a couple comments.
He came in from Lake Charles.
Oh, wow. All right. What brought you down here?
I wanted to see the
rally.
great man.
Great. That's awesome.
Greatest president.
How did you like it? He's still on stage talking right now?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Okay.
It's a lot of stand-up time. We've been here since.
What's the energy like in there?
Oh, it's still great.
Awesome.
Yeah, even while we're leaving, people sitting down, but they're still jumping up cheering.
Fireworks.
Yeah.
That's the best word to say.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Are you excited with the amount of turnout and things that are happening and the following that he's getting for the next election?
Yeah, I'm totally excited about the crowd and the support that we hear talk all over the place about.
Yeah.
Still kind of scared of what's going on, though.
Absolutely.
We got a way to pull it off.
Number one again.
America will be number one again. Awesome.
If he gets back in.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
He will. God bless. So far, the atmosphere is everybody's pretty much afraid that if he doesn't get reelected, that there's just not going to be a country left. So that's pretty much what everybody's saying right now is their biggest fear. And we'll see if we can't get somebody else to talk. Hey, did you guys just come from the rally? Yeah. Did you like it? Is it good? Yeah. I'm doing an interview for All Aware Podcast. I'm trying to get some people to tell me what they thought of the actual event.
Talk more about his policies.
Yeah,
his
he
policies.
didn't say anything about his policies. It was all about stuff that happened or was
in the past or
to be determined. Yeah.
Okay, so we don't know what he's going to be doing going forward if he does get
hear more about his agenda.
I came to hear about what he was going to do, but I got nothing from about.
So we need to do that better going forward in his other rallies.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for your comments.
Sure.
Hey, sir, how you doing? How did you like it?
Yeah, fine.
Good?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good.
Hey, how you doing, sir? I'm with All Aware Podcast. I'm just getting people's comments. Do you want to say anything about the rally?
No, it was good stuff. It was fun to see all the excitement there, all the people. Way more than I expected.
Yeah.
Definitely arrived too late. But
what time did you get here?
Well, I tried to get here by about 12. But by the time I was able to park, it was almost 1:30.
Yeah. Somebody's leaving.
Somebody coming through.
Yeah. So the energy was really good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was fun.
A lot of people.
It's the first time I've ever been to a Trump rally before. Just never been in my area, so.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah,
that's nice. So do you think he's going to win in 2024?
As long as there isn't as much cheating as usual, perhaps.
Right.
I mean, realistically, if it were all a fair race, he'd definitely have a shot.
Yeah.
But with everything, all the BS that is polled on the left side of the aisle, it's just insane. I have media manipulation, ballot harvesting, and, of course, irregularities in the voting system.
Yeah.
As they like to say.
So they're pretty much, that's kind of out. We all know now. So do you think they're going to try that again?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure, 100%. Yeah, I don't expect it to go away. I actually would anticipate it's going to become quite a bit more rampant. And in your face, especially with as many times as the courts have tried to dismiss these things. I don't want to touch it, not even get close to it, because what judge is going to want to be the one that finally tackles that? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a
I
big
think
precedent.
we need people to be a lot braver in this country.
Yeah, I agree, man. Well, I thank you for your comments. It's going to be on allawarepodcast.com, and we'll see you around, buddy.
I'll check it out. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so we're standing out front of where the rally was in Waco, Texas. He just finished his speech. What did you think about it while you were in
it? I thought it was good, clean, just really supportive. You just feel a sense of community. No hate, no violence, no craziness. And I know the other side depicts that all the time, or they manipulate people into thinking that. And it's like, even for the ones that don't necessarily agree, or maybe on the fence, or even want to be on the fence, just go to one.
Right.
I mean, just go to one. You'll never see. I'm actually quite shocked. I didn't see any protesters.
Right.
I mean, at least I didn't. I mean, maybe other people did, but I didn't. It was just good. Overall, it's great. People can have their opinion on him, but to ruin your entire reputation because of, something you don't even have to involve yourself in, I mean, that really speaks volumes. Most people would be too cowardly to do anything like that.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
And that's ultimately what it is. And the man's worth billions of dollars. He doesn't have to do all this garbage. And he actually said several times in his past interviews in the 80s, et cetera, he would hate this job.
Right,
He said if it needed to be done, it's got to be done. And for the young youth out there, or really, I would say the disturbed individuals out there, or the ones that have trouble that they can't seem to get over their own, they're the real it's like, I don't know.
Right, you have to work on yourself first.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
I mean, if
before
you can't, absolutely, you can't take care of anything or anybody until you take care of yourself. If you have no respect for yourself, you're not ever going to have respect for anybody. And with those are conversations that, quite frankly, need to end. If you're not willing to listen, or at least take it, and you just want to yell, complain, scream, you're not worth talking to. You're either hopeless right now, helpless, and you need to get it together. But in general, I like having conversation with people. I like people who just want to listen. I'll listen.
Right.
Let's just talk like we're just normal. Why does this craziness happen? And I know what it is. Social media is probably the worst drug.
Yeah.
It's literally probably worse than any other regular drug.
Yeah.
It's a mental problem, mental stimulant, and people are selfish.
Yeah.
They love the clout. They love all this good stuff, and it just gives them that fix. And it's like, that's a mental problem. That's not like I'm abusing drugs. No, you're abusing a mental, like a stimulant on the internet that's not going away.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why I don't do social media at all. None of it.
Right.
Zero. I don't care. Me and my wife, nothing. And we stay, confident, sober. We stay right-minded, common sense.
Exactly.
What happened to that?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
that's a society problem.
it is a society, and this is why we shouldn't really be able to individually communicate with everybody in the world. We're not trained for that type of mental, gymnastics. Yeah. And we don't have all the answers as individuals, so who are we to speak to other people? And it's not necessarily this side that's pushing anything. It's the other side.
Right.
And the problem is the people that are pushing this big thing, they don't even believe what they're saying.
Yeah.
They know.
Yeah.
But they're evil. Or not evil, stuck in this greed sense of, I don't want to get killed, or I don't want to get canceled, or
because
so
they're working for people that aren't very honest.
Absolutely.
Let's say it that way, right?
So President Bush, garbage, Republican wise, and that's why they only talk about Reagan, Lincoln, and as a Democrat, Kennedy. Kennedy got assassinated because he was not playing ball like the Democrats wanted.
Right.
He got assassinated by the CIA. He got assassinated. We know.
Right.
Not one man did that. So the truth's getting out. It's up to the people if they want to accept it, move forward. If you don't want to accept it, then don't involve yourself in it.
Right.
Just stay out of it. Just say, I don't talk politics. It's over. All right, cool. Move on.
Do you feel like Trump is bringing that more out in his speeches, and as it progresses over the last couple of years? Do you feel him getting more and more honest with things that maybe were covered up before?
Oh, absolutely. Going through that first term, he was a rookie. He didn't know much. He did what he could. But at the same, like you said tonight, sometimes you just have to rely on people that you may or may not trust, but you don't know the game.
Right.
So you have to, now that he knows the game, now he's going to go in. I assume he's just going to do the best he can with his whatever power he's got to clean it up.
Right.
Speak the truth. We need to hear it.
Yeah.
We all need to hear it. I don't care if you like it or not.
Yeah.
You need to hear the truth.
The truth's not always the best thing, right?
It's not. But, God doesn't always deliver straight good, great miracles to people. No, He will throw obstacles at you, to deter, every decision we make, sometimes we get stopped.
Right.
And then we don't know why. Well, there's a new plan. There's a new route.
Exactly.
Take the new route. People just really need to calm down. Think about what you're doing. If you don't like Donald Trump, fine. But you got to respect what he's doing. You got to at least have some sort of understanding that this dude does not have to be here.
Right.
He could be on his own country, own island, by himself, hundreds of women.
That's the thing, right? That's the thing that people aren't getting, I think, too, is that they're not seeing what he's lost in order to do this. Whether they like, his personality or the way he delivers stuff, right? He has given up.
Absolutely. He's given up his name.
Yeah.
Everybody knew Trump, loved him all through his time up until he ran.
Yeah.
So we kind of see the writing on the wall. And in the end, he means well. Yeah, and I'm not even going to defend anybody's feeling like, well, he could say something. No, he's saying it how he is. He's being him. He's not a politician. He's not. Yeah. He's being a man. If you were hanging out with your friends and family, you would just be you. Just because that one family member comes in that you don't, I don't want to step on those feelings. No, you still be you. If they don't like it, that's their problem. Yeah. And he's just him. So the way he says things, I like the way he says things. Because you know what? Whether there's a tiny joke in there or not, it's funny. It's got it comes across better. We're tired of script writing garbage. It's over. This is 23. Social media is full blast. YouTube is all that's full blast. We see the difference between politically correct and incorrect. And quite frankly, silent majority, likes the politically incorrect.
Yep.
Because that's how we are every day of our lives.
Yep. Normal every day. Yep.
And everybody's a professional at their job until they meet the right customer, the right person that lets them loosen up, be like, oh, I'm still professional, but I can be more open. Just engage as a friend now rather than a customer.
Yep.
You know, and in my line of work, I go to people's houses daily, 5 times a day, every day, and I meet people, and I'm professional at first, but when they let me loosen up, because they are who they are, it's like, all right, now we can kind of be friends. So, I don't know. People honestly, people just need to get their head out of their ass, take the stick out, grow up, move forward. If you don't care, you don't like it, then turn it off. Don't involve yourself. But you trying to cause a problem.
Yeah.
I feel bad for those people because one day it ain't gonna work out from their favor. Yeah. They're gonna say it to the wrong person.
Yeah.
You know, so
I appreciate it, man.
No problem.
It was good talking to you.
The more that a broken system tells you that you're wrong, the more certain you should be that you must keep pushing ahead. Because it's the outsiders who change the world and who make a real and lasting difference. Nothing worth doing ever came easy. Treat the word impossible as nothing more than motivation. The future belongs to the people who follow their heart no matter what the critics say. We must always remember that we share one home and one glorious destiny. We all bleed the same red blood of patriots. We all salute the same great American flag. Our best days are yet to come.
I had a great time out there speaking with people from the rally. As you heard, there was a lot of similar ideas and feelings about the atmosphere being really warming, really loving, really inviting. There was a lot of people there. I did speak with some additional people who had watched it on television at a restaurant later that evening, who also was able to feel the energy, and they said they really liked the what was said, what was talked about there at the rally. Trump did go into a lot of information. One of the I guess drawbacks for one of the group that I spoke with, they thought that he did not speak a lot about his policies going forward. They wanted to hear more about his policies and what exactly he plans to do. But I can see how people may want to hear directly how that's going to happen. But we already know that he can do it. We already know that he's American first. And we already know that he can successfully lead huge organizations. And we already know what he did last time. Many people, the last time he was president, at least in the public eye, he was able to get down to the grassroots of America and help the common worker, blue collar workers, and everybody in between to uplift their lifestyle. A lot of people became wealthy during his presidency, and this includes blue collar workers and the like, and anybody who had the work ethic and the drive and determination to get somewhere was able to uplift their lifestyle. I myself am one of them. I met another guy at a hotel just the other day who said when Trump was in the presidency, he was a 6-figure job guy. And during the COVID, and then at this point, he has lost that ability, and he now sells records for a living. And that's kind of what he's devolved into doing. So it has happened to a lot of people. You're not hearing it from many people if you're not running in circles where these kind of things have happened. If you've just had a job that you've been at through this entire thing and it's been able to operate, or maybe you're working from home, so you know you're not interacting with people in a work setting, you might not know that that's what's happening, but it has happened to several people. But overall, it was peaceful. Energy was high. It was fun. It was very relaxed. Even with all the people, I can tell you, leaving the roads around there were just flooded with cars. Not only that, you had different politicians and VIPs that had attended who were leaving the rally, and they have police motorcades and things that take them, so they're going by, so that's slowing traffic down even more. And even with all that going on, very peaceful. Nobody got agitated or irate. People were very nice. I was stuck in an area where I parked in a grassy area where if it wasn't for the courteousness of the motorists, I would have never got out of there. People stopped, people let you out. Very peaceful leaving, literally a lot of love. So for those who have never been to a Trump rally, and one of the guys I talked to had this same thought process, you need to go because you need to see for yourself. Don't listen to what others tell you about the event, not even another person you might know. Everybody has their own way of thinking or their own deranged thoughts sometimes based on their own opinions and based on their own research if they've done any. Go for yourself, feel out the environment. I can tell you that everything these people said is exactly 100% true, in my opinion, from what I've witnessed, from what I've observed. And it was just an amazing time. I'm glad he started it here in Waco. One of the reasons he started it here in Waco is it was actually the anniversary coming up of the David Koresh event, where 70 something individuals and children were raided in a compound that was about 15-20 miles outside of town here. And they're saying that it's kind of it might be a calm, or it might be a sign that that we did it in Waco because of kind of the show, like, this, we got this, we're going to handle this, that kind of stuff isn't going to happen. That's what some people have said. Others say he had it in Waco because of the local politicians in the state, and because it was centrally located between a lot of the major cities, about an hour and a half to 2 hour drive from Austin, from Dallas in the north, from Houston in the east. So it made for a good area to fly into and have people arrive from wherever they are in the triplex area, or whatever you want to call it here. So we're going to be right back, and we're going to talk a little bit about devolution. Thank you for tuning into All Aware, and I'll see you here in a few seconds.
Stay up to date on episodes by visiting us online at allawarepodcast.com.
And welcome back to All Aware. Man, my allergies are really getting me today. I think it's the change in the weather, so I apologize if I keep rubbing my nose or sniffling. Allergies are terrible right now. But let's talk a little bit about this plan called devolution. Now, that word can mean so many different things. The majority premise of that word is to de-evolve. And when you're talking about political or government things in devolution, it refers to a continuance of government operation where, excuse me, where government responsibilities are brought down to a lower level of government to continue our constitutional republic when something major happens. So this could be some type of a war. This could be being overthrown by a foreign entity. This could be some kind of imminent attack that they are preparing for from some enemy combatant. So in this particular case, we are referring to it as being a way to continue the constitutional republic that we have here in America when a foreign entity occupies our space. The research done by this Patriot says that, kind of in a nutshell, some aspects of the federal government, the services they were providing, have been relocated to central regions across the country and to local government operations to kind of protect the country so it's not completely destroyed if an invading force was to occupy it. This is also talked a little bit about by a guy named Derek Johnson. He's a country music singer who also was in the military, and with his MOS, he was able to learn of the way the military worked in the country. Well-researched guy who has read the military law and who has put together how things are supposed to operate. He could tell you the same thing. So the idea is that Trump and the U.S. military set up regional centers. So you might ask how this is possible. How did this happen and you not see it? Well, there is a couple indicators, and everything's always been in plain sight. But the majority of people, even some patriots, haven't noticed all this. And it's because it's happened over a span of years now. So the first way this could happen is by the way the inauguration occurred. It was kind of showing us, for those who are kind of in the know about how things work, Biden wasn't sworn in at the correct time. That's a clear violation of the Constitution. They are supposed to be sworn in at noon. He was sworn in several minutes after noon. That's there isn't any leeway when it comes to that. If it's 12 noon, then it's 12 noon. That's when the presentation should be going on. That's when the swearing in should be going on, not 12:07, not 12:04, not 12:15. Biden was also not given the correct salute by U.S. forces during the inauguration or following it, as typical in official inaugurations. Also, you may remember, if you watched, this was on several channels. It was something they could not hide. Several military members turned their backs on the president or the so-called President Biden as he was in his motorcade leaving the inauguration. This is a clear violation of military law. It is a court-martialable offense to do that. So if he was really the commander-in-chief, that would not have happened. So there are these little indicators. There's also several people will tell you, and I back when I watched the inauguration and then I watched some of the aftermath that happened. And one of the things that also happened was the video for the inauguration was recorded. It was not live. Not all parts were live. There may have been some things that were recorded in real time, but there were also other locations used. So this is all in the beginning. This is from day one, showing you that something is not right. There are people who were actually on the grounds in buildings and apartments that were close to where the inauguration was set up, who were watching TV, and it was showing a scene where people had gathered in the courtyard, and the inauguration was underway, and they would pan their phone camera from the TV to that field, and there was nobody there. So there's things like that that show us from the start that something's amiss here. So it goes all the way back to the original inauguration. So what is going on what has happened? What is the corruption that you're seeing in America? And how is all this connected? Well, you had your fortified election or your fake election. You have two sides of the same coin. There's Democrats, there's Republicans, they call them rhinos on the Republican side, that are fighting against the traditional values of our American society. There is schools with the critical race theory and these other woke agendas they're bringing into the school systems that are destroying and confusing children. That's another way you destroy society. The COVID-19, the lockdowns, all that is another way to destroy America. And part of the Devolution series goes into how that was all set up for money grabs and to further weaken the population. It's kind of like a Cold War scenario. When President Trump said he was going to drain the swamp, he meant drain the swamp. Washington, D.C. and several, we've talked about this in other podcasts, but the major leading cities in the world have a deep, dark swamp where it's being ran by this deep state is now what it's being referred to. But I think he didn't realize how deep the swamp had gone. So that's kind of an introduction there into kind of the Devolution series and what it is about. It's showing kind of a play-by-play edition. I mean, there's, I don't know, probably 20 articles or more, and it's been added to over time as things progress. Things have been clarified and added. So I can't go into all of it. It would take us, I mean, probably 100 hours to go into everything here, but I do want you to take a look at the exposedtruth.com Devolution series videos that was done by them, and go to devolution.link and check out Patriot's articles on devolution, part 1 all the way through part 23, and see for yourself what I'm talking about here. This makes a lot of sense. I also go to the documents.info. That is Derek Johnson's site where he releases his findings and his reports and his proof to how a military law is being followed and how this continuance of operation, government operation, is happening from his side of things, which correlates a lot with the devolution theory. I'm going to have to cut this a little short. My allergies are really starting to get to me today. So I wish you all the best. On the next episode of All Aware, we're going to go back to Echo Hotel. I'm going to be on his program. We're going to do another dual podcast. But this time I think I'm going to be on his program, and we're going to discuss how to wake up a little bit more, how to help wake other people up who aren't awake. I know for those who have been awake and who have seen everything, it's very annoying to see that some people have not woken up. But you got to understand, if you're following the mainstream, if you don't know how to turn off the television, if you don't know how to turn off social media, it's going to be a lot harder to see the truth, because it's easy to have a television tell you, or a certain algorithm in social media to continuously show you what you want to see and what you want to believe. And when something's not right in somebody's face, it's hard for them to see it. Now, things are becoming so open and so in your face that you can't deny it anymore. So that's where we are now. And we're at the point where we can really amp this up and get people to understand really what's going on in the world. We do want we all want the same thing. So the whole thing about diversifying people by race, by color, by where they live, by the amount of income that they make, by keeping some people oppressed, by letting other people who follow a certain sector of the economy or of society get ahead, and leaving those who serve the public in more poverty than basically anybody else. If you look at public service jobs, they make the least amount of money in the entire economy. Things like that. There's the school system and confusing children about their sex and about who they are, and foiling it into a theory that they can be whatever they want. And if they want to be a cat, they can be a cat. If they want to be a unicorn, we have to treat them like a unicorn. Everybody's first place. There's no losers in the sports teams and things like that. It's all, everything that you see, you got to put it together. It's all part of destroying a free, sovereign society. So on the next All Aware and Night Watch program with Echo Hotel, we're going to talk more about all these issues, how to continuously wake people up. Do you know if you are even really an American? Do you know what happens when you're born? Do you know that you have a trust account that's traded on you that probably has millions and millions of dollars in it, but you haven't had access to it? Do you know that? Why do you have that? Well, because you're traded like chattel. And this is happening all across the world. And it has to do with the central banks, and it has to do with the elite ruling society that has bought up everything, all the infrastructure in the world, to keep basically you controlled how they want you to. But we're going to that next time. I appreciate you tuning into this episode. I got to get out of here. I got to get some allergy medicine. And I will see you on the next episode. My name is Nathan Roshan. This is All Aware, and you are all aware.